All right. All right. So I'll. Okay. I think it's good to go. All right. So I thought I would just record this quick video for the developing the product or service whatever you have, and I'm going to talk about SaaS and the actual physical product and the showbiz thing, right? And this thing came up to my mind when I was reading a line on the Facebook, and there was a post saying, I think, and there was a post by, I think I forgot his name, but there was a post saying your customers, if your product is good, your customers will market your product. And I thought, okay, yeah, that's nice, because I know if people like the product, then they will market. But the thing is, how do you make the product that customers like, right? How do you do that? And I had a solution to it, and I think I would not say I'm Elon Musk, but the thing is, I have a little bit of experience, so this is what I have found till now. But in future, I might add something else. But the thing is, right now, I know till now, I know this much, is that your customers will build the product for you, right? Your customers will build the product for you, especially if you are in service thing. So what do I mean by that? Your customers will build the product for you. This is what I mean. I'll give you the example of I'll give you two examples, one physical product and one service product, service thing, right? The thing is, when you have a physical product, let's say you have a fridge, let's say you have a laptop, let's say you have a phone, whatever is the thing, like there will be two things happening between a customer, right? Between a customer and a seller, which will be you, between a customer and a business, and between a customer and the company. So what happens here is, and we want to know like how much I think it depends upon like how much control each of these guys have, like how much control a customer has, how much control a company or business or the seller has. I think there's a correlation here, and on a scale of like 0 to 100%, how much percentage does customer control when making the product, and how much percentage does the seller or the business controls when making the product. What I think here is, in the physical product space, customers control around no, customers control only around like 5% of the physical product. For example, you have a fridge, a laptop, a phone, a, I don't know, a scissor, a pen, whatever you have. First you build the product, which means you know, and you control the 95%, 90% of the product development and all of the things. Then you take that product to the market, right? And the product you build solves a specific thing, solves a specific problem, right? And you know that problem, and when you build that problem, you control around 90 to 95% of the 90 to 95% of the product creation, and you take that product to the market, and people like it, people buy it. Let's say some people bought your product. Then what people do is, people will not use the product literally for one thing only. People use one product for solving various problems, right? You might make a pen, but they are not. You might make a pen for writing, but they are using pen for different purposes. They might use pen for, I don't know, something like something else. But the thing is, there are a lot of problems that product will be solving, and your customers decide how many problems do does the pen solves, which will be around 5% of the problems, which means customers have around 5% of the control, right? And customers will say around 5%, customers will have around 5% of the control, and they can give the feedback to the company to make product better, and right, and they are using the pen for a lot of purposes, they are using the laptop for a lot of purposes, they are using the phone for different purposes, they are using the fridge for different purposes, they are using the product that you created for different purposes. And that's why most of the time the product price is low, because it is made for mass market. And when you go to mass market, then you are literally trying to fit everyone's problem in one bucket, which is a lot difficult, but the thing is once you get that product market fit, it's a lot, it gets easier. But the thing is, when you create a product, the customers control around 5% of the 5% of the product creation, because people use same product for different, for solving the different problems, right? And you have developed the product to solve only one problem, which will be around 90 to 95% control in your side. You created the product, you solved one problem, and you took that product to the market, and people use that product to solve your problem, and then people use that product to solve their own other problems also, right? That's one thing, that's in the product thing. Now let's go into the service thing, right? So service based businesses, and I think here you control around like 20 to 30% of the product creation, and the rest 70 to 80% of the product creation will be from the customer side, right? What I mean is, if people come to, like, let's say you have a service, let's say you do a service of video creation or video editing, for example. Just for an example, you do a service for video editing for clients, and what you might be doing here is, you might be saying, oh, I have this video creation feature and feature, product, right? You might be promoting that 20% to 30% of the problem that you solve. But no, that's wrong. But what you need to solve is, you need to solve the customer's problem, right? They might need a video editor, but they might need a video editor for a film, that's different video editor. For a YouTube video, that's different video editor. For documentary style video editor, that's different video editor. For editing animes, that's different video editor. For editing movies, that's different video editor, right? For editing TikToks and shorts, that's different video editor. But if you can do the video editing, and you are promoting only one of these video editing service, then that's like promoting just like you are promoting only one thing. But there are people who need the video editing service, and they have a lot of problems. And how you solve it, you get the customers on the call with you. And that's why there are a lot of service businesses that get people to fill out the forms, then they show up on the calls, and then they close them, then they find out the problems, then they see if the customers are actually fit or not, then they choose if the customers are fit, then how much can they pay, and then they do all of the surveys, and then a lot of things. That's why service based businesses have a lot longer sales cycle. It takes a lot of time for the service based businesses. And the thing is, you can charge higher in service based businesses. This is the thing, this is why you charge a lot of money for the service based businesses, because you are literally taking out their problems, right? You are literally listening to them on the calls or on the surveys or wherever you are. Then you are literally listening to their problems, and you are just fitting the solutions from your side, whatever expertise you have, whatever solution you solve. You take that 70 to 80% of the customers product creation problems, all of those problems, then you customize your thing, that whatever you have, then you customize. For example, earlier on I gave you video editing service example. You take that example, and you made a tailor-made custom made solution for the clients, for the customers. That's service based businesses. And here the control will be on the customer side, right? 70 to 80% of the time, customers have different problems. Like I said in the video editing, there are like different types of problems the customers have. Okay, they might need to solve this thing, this thing. But your job here is to not create a product. Your job here is to create a product, and then get the customers to respond to you, and then find out their problems, and then you take your expertise and package and custom fit the solution to the customers, right? And this is what I mean, like the customers create the product for you, not you. Because 70 to 80% of the time, customers will give you the problems, and the problems that you solve, is the service that you will be doing in your service-based businesses, and that's the product you say you how to say, that's the product you sell, right? Because that's the product you sell, and that way you can charge way higher prices, and that way you can satisfy your clients more. And once you make this type of product and you go and share the product for other cases, and go and share your product, and that's why people go and share your product, because they like your product, they like your service, and they did right. So in the product, customers have around like 5% control, because they literally can't control what to make, okay, how to make the product, but they can give the feedback for like 5% of the time, because they are like, because they don't have control in product creation, right? 95% of the time in product thing, in physical product thing, um, companies will build the products and give it to the customers, and 5% of the time the customers will use that product for different purposes, different, for solving different problems, and they will give the feedback to the companies, and then this the cycle, company will improve the product or not. But that's only on the physical product thing. Now on the service thing, most of the time you must listen to the customers. 70 to 80% of the time you listen to the customers, what their problem is, then you figure out if the customers are fit for your product, your service or not. And once you have figured that thing out, then you bring your own strategy, expertise and strategies, like 10 to 20% of the time, and you custom made, you tailor made your own solutions to those customers, like to those 70 to 80% of the problems that customers need to solve. And this way you can charge a lot of prices, and that's why service-based businesses can charge $5,000, $10,000 for the same thing, right? Because they do the custom made tailoring, the tailor made, the tailoring, the customized solution for the customers. That's why service-based businesses charge a lot. And that's why the downside of the service-based businesses is that it cannot scale past a certain point, like after $100 million, after $200 million, like a certain at a certain stage, depends on the market cap size, like what's the market, total market, market opportunity, like how many people are there in this market, and it depends on that. And and that's why like the service-based businesses are a lot difficult to scale at huge, like a huge at huge numbers. I'm talking about 10 figures, like billions, like multiple hundreds of millions. I'm talking at that number. And even at that number you can hire people and still do the work, but it's a lot difficult at that point. But initially it's a lot easier to charge a lot of price, and that's a service-based businesses charge a lot of money, because customers give you the problems and you solve the problems of the customer. That's how you get the results, right? That's on the service-based businesses. Now let's go in the SaaS thing. And that's why, like, software as a service, I think it's the best solution, best fit, because you create a product, right? You actually listen to the problems of the customers. Now you want to solve the problem of the customers, right? And you created a product. And I think in SaaS also, it mostly goes towards the physical product thing, because around 5 to 10% of the time in SaaS, customers will give you feedback. Customers will get the product, which will be the service, whatever your business solves, whatever your SaaS solves. Customers will get the product. Customers will use that product, and then you get the revenue and whatever, right? And then 5 to 10% of the time, people use your product, and then people use your product for solving the thing that you made the product for, one thing, and people use your product for different things, right? How to say? That's on the SaaS thing. Now in the SaaS also, you can charge a lot higher prices, and that's why the enterprise levels comes in, because that's where the service level comes in, because you have the features of the physical product, right? You made the product to solve the solutions of general people, right? On general, that's one thing on the SaaS sector. And the other thing is, you have a custom made solution, the feature of the service based businesses, where you take high high paying clients or enterprises or companies, and you can make tailor made, custom made solutions to those companies, to those people, and that's why you can charge a lot of money. And that's why SaaS has a lot higher multiplier, like at least 4 times, 5 times, 8 times, 10 times multiplier when SaaS companies sell, because they can do both features of the product sides and the features of the service sides, right? Yeah, I think that is all what I wanted to say. And the most important thing is, no matter if you are in the product side business, service side business, SaaS business, AI business, whatever business you have, marketing business, whatever business you have, the thing you do is, first you get the problems of the customers, you solve the problems of the customers, right? And that's why I always say customers build your product, not you. That's why you see a lot of SaaS companies try to product market feed their companies, because initially, like in the startup phase, in the growth phase, they are trying to figure out, okay, where does their SaaS company solves their problem, product market fit, right? What problems does their company solve, right? That's why they sometimes they pivot from solving one problem to another problem. That's why they have to reframe their own storytelling, own branding, and that's why they have to switch industries or switch the positioning, right? That's why SaaS companies are like literally on the fence initially when building their product. And that's where the customers build the product, not you, unless you are Steve Jobs. And most people are not Steve Jobs. You are not Steve Jobs if you are watching this video. But the thing is, Steve Jobs was one in billions. Think about that. You are not going to be one in billion most of the time. And if you are, congratulations. If you are Elon Musk, if you are Steve Jobs, congrats. You know what to do and you can change the world. But the thing is, most people are not Steve Jobs, are not Elon Musk, but they can be, but they can be an entrepreneur at like $1 billion level or $100 million level, right? And still they have to work out. But the thing is, main thing is, customers build the product no matter which business you are in. And initially in the product based businesses also, you get the feedback from the customers. Okay, what do you like, what do you not like? Okay, what can we improve here? Okay, what's the what's the problem that we can solve in this product? That's why you get a lot of feedback initially when you are developing the product, because you are trying to figure out what problem does customer need, that needs to be solved from you, like by using your product, right? And yeah, like if you go into service, it's most of the time customers building your product. And if you go into product side, like there is some sort of customers involvement in the product. And in the SaaS also, SaaS has both features of physical product businesses and the service based businesses. But the thing is, never forget that customers build the product for your business, not you. Just make whatever you can make by solving the problems of the customers. And that's all I wanted to record, because it just came to my mind and I thought I would just record it. That's all.